A long time ago, Lyrian, Vegan, and Pleiadian security forces stripped him of any technical and spiritual means of travel in other dimensions, irretrievably distant, and exiled him, so neither he nor his henchmen could get into contact with Earth humans, or any other life form in our space/time mode, immaterial or spiritual form. Today Ozone and his followers have tasks which are defined, guided, and monitored by Pleiadians, Lyrians, and Vegans. These tasks, however, do not involve any activities or contacts on Earth. Ozone was killed in 1983, when he attacked Cascade's people in the DAL universe. All contradictory claims are lies, fantasies, deception, schizophrenia, etc. 11th question. If you had to paraphrase the Pleiadian message in a few words, what would it be? Billy's answer: a turnaround toward a true lifestyle, in harmony with the creative laws and commandments and guidelines, has to be effected by and for humans on Earth so they can turn their backs on the misguided, false lifestyles and false philosophies which had been given to them by the ancient Lyrians and Vegans. Humans must also halt their degeneration in all areas of evil, their deplorable state of affairs, false religions, and aberrations of all types, etc., which they so willingly, cheerfully, irresponsibly, and carelessly have embraced. The answer to an unasked question: what aptitudes and prerequisites must one possess for establishing contact with the Pleiadians, higher spirit forms, and for the fulfillment of the mission? One's pursuit of the noble and difficult task of realizing the mission consists of a solid base of contacts with the extraterrestrials, with beings of other superior spiritual levels, in comparison to ours, and, as well, with even higher spiritual levels. At the same time, one must serve as a harbinger, cognizing and disseminating the truth and, additionally, be prepared for the duties of accepting other extremely important tasks. These tasks require that anyone carrying forth the mission have a very high level of moral rectitude and maturity. Of prime importance is the prerequisite that one has absolute integrity and loyalty to the mission, creation, its laws and commandments, and to other human beings. In addition to these two outstanding characteristics, one must possess the indispensable traits of trustworthiness, discretion, responsibility, the ability to focus on a particular goal and pursue it, and a sound, upright character. Very important, likewise, are one's faithfulness to creation, its laws and commandments, and to its spiritual guidelines, duties, and realities. Equally important are the general tasks, pertaining to the evolution of mankind, that have been selected by creation for the benefit of human beings. It is essential that one possess these traits, along with an unswerving commitment and a total, faithful, daily implementation of all the laws of creation, its commandments, guidelines, duties, and rights. These tasks must serve as a model for all human beings and must be applicable to the human material body life form in every imaginable situation. The willingness and determination for one's fulfillment of the required obligations are based upon one's reverence for creation, the duties and tasks it has designated for human beings, and the universal love toward every creation and, indeed, all their creations. The willingness and determination then form the indispensable base upon which further characteristics, qualifications, and requirements rest when one takes on the mission as a prophet and herald. Other essential traits relating to one's fulfillment of the mission and to the personal realization of the laws and commandments of creation include total fearlessness, integrity, steadfastness and patience, compassion and leniency, enormous tactfulness, empathy, extensive inner greatness, and modesty in all areas where one has an interest. without having these personal characteristic qualities. It is incomprehensible for anyone to consider, even remotely, an attempt to fulfill the mission. Should one lack, or not have fully developed, by chance, any of these traits, there is far too great a danger of being incapable of withstanding the hostilities directed against oneself. Not only are the doubts about one's personal loyalty and integrity a part of this persecution, but there are also direct and indirect attacks on one's life and honor as a mission bearer. There are, too, numerous means and occasions for others to sweet-talk, wheedle, or blackmail secrets and very important knowledge from one, at a time when Earth humans are not yet prepared for this information, nor will they be for a long time to come. Therefore, by inadvertently divulging this knowledge one can actually cause severe harm and, possibly, even induce the complete destruction of the Earth. These extremely distinguished human and personal attributes and strengths are enhanced and magnified through one's never-ending desire for greater knowledge, one's quest to explore the unknown, and one's willingness to learn new concepts. These attributes are extremely important as they pertain to the spiritual and universal creative laws and commandments, to knowledge, and to all life experiences, and to the resulting conclusions one draws from them for further knowledge. One's willingness to learn, and to direct one's intelligence first and foremost to spiritual and creative questions, is infinitely superior to that of learning and studying at the material intelligence level, such as the levels required of scientists and research technicians in the course of their material body activities. One's intelligence and zest for learning must have already evolved to an elevated level, wherefrom can spring forth one's ability to assimilate and detail the highest creative and spiritual truths, the various universal creative and spiritual guidelines, doctrines and commandments, and the laws of nature, wisdom and truths. One must have the fortitude to determine all these things without the help from any other human beings, be that from their knowledge or expertise, or from information gleaned from books. One's quest to learn also encompasses the autodidactic study of all abnormalities of human behavior, the illnesses affecting the consciousness, and possible consequences of delusions, manias, sporadic and chronic changes of the consciousness, including schizophrenia, etc. One must ascertain these problems, and bring them to light without being influenced by corruption or competition, as when they are used to gain unfair advantage. All zeal to learn, however, is useless without one's clear vision of human beings, their motives for taking certain actions, and one's closeness to reality with complete self-control of thought and consciousness. The self-control one possesses must be self-evident and can only be gained through arduous self-scrutiny, where every iota of one's thoughts is kept completely safe and under control, regardless of outside influences. One must not allow even the minutest negative vibration of thought and emotion to radiate or become noticeable to others in any way. A totally neutral, unbiased attitude towards all forms of life at all times must be achieved, which, ultimately, becomes one's second nature.